I was living in Chicago, and I was, in an apartment that was way too expensive, and I had a job that paid really well, but I hated it. And I just got to this point where I was like, why am I even doing this?
Right.
And this is nothing.
What's your why?
Yeah, and it was everything that I thought I wanted.
Right.
And that's like the tricky thing. But I realized the reason that I thought I wanted it is because that's what everyone told me I should want. I went to school and I got the good grades, and I went to college, and I was in all of the leadership positions, and I graduated and got the good job and moved, and had all of that stuff that was like you're supposed to have and you're supposed to want. And I found myself extremely unhappy, and I was like, oh, wait a second, like this doesn't make you happy. And for me, that's where I went and kind of did some of that reflection and kind of figuring out, like, how did I get to this point? I was afraid of doing something wrong, and I was afraid of doing something kind of outside of the norm. And that's when I started to do a lot of inquiry and deep thought and deep meditation and journaling, and got to a point where I decided I'm going to quit my job, I'm going to sell everything, and I'm going to go travel. And that's what I did. And now a ton of millennials are doing it, so it's really not that big of a deal. But for me, it was a big deal. And so I left and I traveled, and without that experience, I don't think that I would have gotten to where I am today, which is in a very happy, good place. And there's been a lot of ups and downs, especially when I came back. It was a struggle to integrate back into the U.S. because what happened, I started putting those same expectations that had been put on me when I was 5 years old, and I, just started to think like, oh God, I don't have a job, and I don't have this, and got into that comparison trap, and it actually broke my back, and I got to a point where I herniated a disc a year after I got home from traveling. And for me, after further reflection, a big reason, I think, is because I wasn't listening to myself. I wasn't being mindful. I wasn't being intentional. And once I was able to recognize that and get back into my body and into my breath, that's when I was able to start making those mindful choices. So I don't even remember what the original question was. Nailed it. Don't be afraid. But it's okay if you are.
Expectations.
Okay.